to see you on third and fourth track day, right? Yeah. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Awesome. So my name is Mr. John Ward, and I'm going to, 2 reasons to be here today. Number 1, what do you come to school for? Raise your raise your hands. Raise your hands. I heard Miss Sweet say, remember to raise your hands. Why do you come?
I come to have fun.
Good. That's 1. Give me 1. Give me 1. What are you? Why do you come?
To learn.
To learn. Have fun. Learn. Why do you come?
Education.
Education. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yeah.
Be with my friends.
To be with your friends. Be with friends. Have fun. Learn. Education. Yeah.
Make new friends.
Make new friends. Awesome. Well, you know what? How many of you come because somebody tells you they have to come? Ah, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. So, I want to tell you, the adults, all the grown-ups, also come every day. You know why they come every day?
To teach.
Well, to teach. To make all you better people. To make you a better, is this 3rd grade?
Yeah.
Better 3rd graders, better 4th graders, better 5th graders, and then 12th graders, and then adults. So they come because they care about you, love you, and try to teach you how to be your best. And you know what? We don't thank them enough. So that's the first reason I'm here today, to make sure that the adults get thanked. So thank you for what you do. So make sure that you also thank them. Thank your teachers, thank your cooks, thank your assistants, thank everybody, all adults, including your mom and dad, your parents, your step-parents, your grandma and grandpa, everybody that's working with you to make you a better adult. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Thumbs up? All right, good job. The second reason I'm here today is because I want to teach you something. Okay? And I want to teach you something about being different. And I'm going to start by reading you a story about a real different fish. His name is Big Al. Big Al, and he's a real different looking fish. So I'm going to read you the story, and then I want you to put your thinking hats on and think about what you learned from the story about people or fish or animals that are different. So I want you to think about, okay, what can I take from the story and practice in my classroom, at my home, outside? Everybody understand? Yes or no?
Yes.
Very good. Smart kids. You'll do well in track and field today. All right. So Big Al. Big Al was a friendly, kind fish in the great big blue ocean. There's Big Al right there. And he was the friendliest, kindest fish in the ocean. But Big Al was also very, very, very scary, especially to all the other little fish. Now, when you look at Big Al, raise your hand, tell me what are some of the things that might make Big Al, looking at Big Al in the pictures, scary to the other little fish. What's one of them?
Yeah, his teeth.
Yes. Or what? His teeth are
Sharp.
big and sharp. And that other little fish, those other little fish might think, oh, he might eat me. They think that maybe, the little fish? Yeah. What else makes Big Al maybe scary to the other fish? Yes?
Like the way he is. So like the stuff coming out of his like eyes.
Very good, very good. There's stuff coming out of his body, those big spines coming out of his body. What else? Right back there. Yes?
Maybe because of his big size, they're scared that he is going to like kill them because he might smash them into a rock.
Yeah, because he's so big. He's real big. We hope he doesn't hurt them, but yeah, he's really big. Anything else about Big Al that you think scare the other little fish? Yeah, buddy?
Since it looks like he can blend in, they might not know where he is, so they might think that they'll eat them in surprise.
Very good. So he's a different color than the other fish too, right? Yeah. And we got one more thing.
Yeah.
What's something about his head, up on his face? What's the other thing that you think would make him scary?
It looks like a stonefish, and stonefish have they're venomous.
They have what?
He looks like a stonefish,
Yeah.
and stonefishes are venomous.
Oh, they're venomous. They're poison. Right, they're poison. But also, does Big Al have big bulgy eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of scares little fish too. You know what? And all the other little fish in the ocean, the pretty, beautiful little fish in the ocean, They all have many, many, many friends. But Big Al,
None.
he doesn't have any. And that makes Big Al sad and lonely. All Big Al wants is one little friend to talk to. But he doesn't have any. And every day Big Al cries real salty tears in the real salty ocean. So Big Al said, what can I do to try to make friends with the little fish so they'll be friendly with me? So Big Al thought, you know what? I'm going to disguise myself. I'm going to wrap myself up in seaweed. Who's ever heard of seaweed? Good? Everybody. So seaweed is a big plant. And so Big Al wrapped himself up in seaweed, and the little fish didn't think that they were any more friendly with Big Al because all they saw was a floating plant with great big white sharp what? Teeth. So that even made them more scared of Big Al. So that didn't work, and Big Al thought, well, what can I do to make those little fish like me more and think that I'm a good friend with them? And he says, I know, I'll try to show them how fun I can be and how silly I can be. And so he puffed his body up and puffed his body up and puffed his body up and got much, much bigger. But you know what? That didn't work either because all the little fish saw was somebody that was even more
Scary.
more big. And now they got even more scared of Big Al because now he was bigger. So Big Al thought, God, what can I do to get a friend? I'm so lonely and sad. And he thought, I know. One morning I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to the bottom of the ocean and I'm going to wiggle myself into the sand and wiggle myself in the sand and wiggle myself in the sand so that all that is showing is the top of my head and a little bit of my eyes. So Al did that. Big Al did that. He went to the bottom of the ocean. He wiggled himself in, wiggled himself in, wiggled himself in. And you know what? That worked. The little fish could only see the top of him and his eyes a little bit. And they started coming to Big Al and talking to Big Al and being friends with Big Al. And then something happened. Big Al got a piece of sand, ocean sand, up his nose. And he, woo! Oh, did I scare? I'm sorry. He sneezed. And when he sneezed, Big Al, sand, covered in sand, all the sand left. All the sand was gone. So the only thing that was left was Big Al. And when the little fish saw that, they got scared again and swam away. Oh, Big Al was so disappointed and so sad because they almost became his friend. And then Big Al thought, well, you know what? I really like those blue and gold colored fish that are so tiny and so quick in the ocean. So I'm going to try to make myself pretty. They're so pretty and they're so quick. And so I'm going to get some blue plants and some gold plants and I'm going to cover my body with those and make myself look pretty too. And Big Al did that. And you know what? The little blue and gold fish that were so quick let him join their school of fish swimming along. And then when the blue and gold fish darted quickly to the left, Big Al couldn't do it real quick because he was so big. He plowed right into them. And then when they darted to the right and darted to the right quickly, Big Al couldn't do it quick and he plowed right into them. And he kept plowing into them and plowing into them and plowing into them every time they moved. And pretty soon, the little fish said, oh, we don't like that. And they left. And Big Al was so, so sad. He was wondering if he would ever have a friend. Because Big Al had to watch all the other fish from a distance. So one day, Big Al was watching all the other little fish from a distance, and there was a big splash in the ocean. And then what happened was, that big splash was the net, was a big net. And it surrounded all the little fish. And Big Al forgot about how lonely and sad he was because Big Al just wanted to help his little friends. So Big Al puffed his body up, puffed his big strong body up, bulged his eyes out, and got the spines on his body going, and he flopped his tail and charged that net. Now the net was very, very strong with all the little fish in it. But Big Al was stronger. And he opened his mouth with those big sharp teeth and he put a big hole in that net by chomping on it. Oh, and the little fish, they were all able to escape the net. And they were so happy that their new friend, Big Al, had saved them. They wanted to thank Big Al, but they couldn't find Big Al. They looked around and said, "Where's Big Al? We want to thank our new friend." Well, Big Al got caught in the hole that he made in the net. And he was tangled up. And the more he tried to free himself, he got more tangled. He could not get out of the net. And pretty soon the little fish watched as the net went up and up and up and out of the water. And their new friend disappeared. And that made the little fish so sad because they didn't even get a chance to say thank you. Well, they were talking about that, the little fish, and all of a sudden they heard another big splash. They got really scared because they thought it was the net again. But it wasn't the net. Who was it?
Big Al.
Big Al. It was Big Al. Well, those fishermen took one look at Big Al and threw him right back in the water.
They didn't want to
They
eat
threw him right back in the water. And the little fish were so happy to see their new friend and to say thank you to their new friend. And Big Al was happy that the little fish thought that he was their new friend. So in the bottom of the ocean, there still lives a big, ferocious, scary-looking fish by the name of
Big Al.
who has more friends than anybody else in the ocean. The end. All right, good. Now, I said to you before I was going to ask you, what did you learn from the Big Al story that you can use in your lives? What did you learn, third graders? Yes? Very good. Nice job. After a while, when you get to know people, you can be friends with them, no matter what they look like, no matter how they act. Yes. Okay, what? What did you learn?
All those the same.
Same? All right, let's go here. What did you learn from Big Al?
Don't judge people by how they look.
Oh, don't judge people by how they look. Did Big Al look different?
Yes.
Yeah. And did the little fish judge him?
Yes.
Yeah. So don't judge people by how they look or how they act. Yes? It's not, she said, it's not about the outside, it's about what? The inside. And that is so true. It's not about how we look, it's about how and who we are. Yes? What did you learn?
We gotta be kind.
We've got to be kind to everybody,
Yes.
even if they're mean to us?
Yes.
Yes. And sometimes, bless you, sometimes that's not easy to do when people are mean to us, to be kind back to them, right?
Yes.
But that is a great lesson, that we should all be kind to each other, that we should all accept each other. Good job. Good job. You're good thinkers. Yeah, buddy?
Sometimes when people may not like you, sometimes if you help them, they'll start to like you back.
Good job. So sometimes when you help or get to know people and share with people, they may like you and get back to know you, and you get to know them. And then you become what? Friends. Then you may become friends, right? Now, anything else that you learned before I go on to something else? But I do want to tell you this. I do want to share one more story about the book. You got another one? Okay. So, when Big Al didn't have any friends, what did Big Al try to do? Well, how did he try to become friends? Yes?
He buried himself in the sand.
He buried himself in the sand. What else did he do? Yes? He tried to be different. He tried to be different. Yes?
He covered himself in plants.
He covered himself in plants. Did you have your hand up, buddy? Okay. What else? How else was?
He tried to disguise himself as those yellow and blue fish.
He tried to disguise himself. What else?
He tried to be silly to try and be your friends. He puffed himself up.
Yeah, he tried to be silly and funny. And really what Big Al was doing was not being himself. So sometimes we do things that we are really not like ourselves in order to be a friend with somebody that maybe we should or maybe we shouldn't or whatever. But the bottom line is you need to be who? Yourself. Don't be disguising yourself. Don't be somebody you're not. Don't do something just to be accepted by somebody else. Be yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Back there, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, thumbs up. Thumbs up if you get that. Good. All right. Now, was Big Al different?
Yes.
Did he act different?
Yes.
Am I different?
Yes.
I want to talk about that. Because Big Al and I are a lot alike. I'm different. Big Al was different, and everyone is different. Everyone is different, and I'm going to ask you in a minute about what is different about me. But I want to share that. I want you to do this with me so that you see what I'm talking about. So, who in here? Raise your hand now. Who in here has blonde hair?
Oh, yes.
Hands down. Who in here has brown hair? Hands down. Who in here has black hair? Good. Hands down. Who in here has red hair? Good. Hands down. Who in here has no hair? Oh, you all have it. You all have it. You all have it. Okay. Okay. So, you know what? Just like this gentleman said, we are all different from each other.
Fingerprints.
What?
Fingerprints.
Fingerprints? Yeah, fingerprint makes us an individual, but we are all different from each other. You know what that makes us?
What?
Special. Very good. Special. It makes us special. We are all different and unique. Okay? So, what about me looks different? What about me looks different? Back there.
That you talk different.
I kind of am loud and I have a rough voice. You're right, I talk a little different. What else is different about me? Yeah, buddy?
You only have 3 fingers on your right hand.
3 fingers on my right hand? How many on my other one?
5.
So 5 plus 3 is?
8.
Now you did math today. You don't need to do any more math. Good job. Hey! Okay, how many fingers do you have? 10. So what's the difference between my fingers and your fingers? You have 10, I have 8. What's the difference?
2 less.
How many more do you have than me?
2.
You did more math. No, you don't even have to do math again. Good job. All right. So, yeah, so let me tell you, let me show you what I do with that then. All right? Here, sweetheart, give me 5. Good job. Now give me 3. Good job. You got it right away. How about you over here, buddy? Give me 5. Good, and you too. And you give me 3. And you give me 3. Good job. So, yeah, we are different, and my hands have different number of fingers. What else is different about maybe how I look? Yes?
That your arm is a little smaller.
Yes, good job. Give me 5. Give me 3. Good job. All right. So, my arm, one arm is longer than the other? And anything else that maybe looks a little different? Or is it, yeah?
Sometimes, like, since you have 3 fingers, they kind of look like, this is kind of a compliment, they kind of look like T-Rex.
They kind of look like T-Rex? All right, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's good. So let me tell you what happened to when you came in here and you saw Mr. Ward's arm, it made you think, I wonder what happened to his arm. Raise your hand if maybe you thought that. That's what I thought, yeah. So I want to tell you what happened to my arm, okay? Just like Big Al. I was born this way, except my arm didn't look like this when I was born. When I was born, I had 4 fingers. I had 4, and that other finger was right there. Right there. That other finger didn't have any movement or feeling, and I couldn't pick things up. So in 5th grade, the doctors decided to take that finger off, cut it off, so that I can pick things up. Now you see how I'm holding my glasses? what would have been right there? That finger that had no feeling and no movement. So they made my hand much more useful so that I can hold things, because I couldn't hold things before. Then, let me speak please. Then, in 9th grade, I spent my whole 9th grade year in the hospital away from my family down in Minneapolis. And I had my arm, so I was in the hospital from September until May, the whole 9th grade year. And here's what they did to my arm then. When I was born, this was really more deformed or looked more crooked. And it still is a little crooked, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So, but when I was born, this had a great big hump in it from my radius, from my bone. So in one operation in 9th grade, they took out that whole hump in my bone and left the little pieces of bone and put a rod in there, a steel rod, in the attempt to make my arm grow straighter. And thank you, Lord, that worked. Then another operation in 9th grade, they took out the bottom bone, which is called your ulna. My ulna never turned into a bone. It stayed as a cartilage, and like your ear is cartilage. Your ear is bendable and all that kind of stuff. But bones are not bendable. So my cartilage kept pulling my arm behind my back when my arm was growing. So they took out that cartilage bone. And I only have one bone in my forearm. I'll answer your questions in a minute. And then they reconstructed my elbow so that it was more functional. So they made my arm more functional in 9th grade, but I spent the whole year in the hospital. Now, I've had a really, 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 really wonderful life. I was a teacher, I was a coach, I was an athlete, I've got a beautiful wife, beautiful kids, 4 kids, 11 grandchildren, 12th one on the way. So I've had a beautiful life. I've been involved in the community, I've had a great life. But I've been able to accomplish a lot. There were people that didn't think that I could tie my shoes when I was younger, and I couldn't. When I was in kindergarten, pre-K, and early, I could not tie my shoes because of my hands. And an adult would come by and say, "Can I tie your shoes for you?" And me as a little kid would say, "Yeah, please do that." And my parents said, "No, you will not tie his shoes. He will learn how to do that." Somebody else said, I told you I was an athlete and a good athlete. Somebody said, "Well, how can you play?" I played baseball, was one of the sports I played. How can you play baseball and catch with the same hand that you have to throw with? Because you got to wear a glove. So I learned early on to catch and then throw with the same arm. I would catch, put the glove, throw with the same arm. So let me tell you why I was able to do some of those things. And here's the life lessons that I want you to listen and learn and repeat back to me. And then you're going to ask. Then I'm going to have some time for you to ask questions. Those are raised questions about me. Okay? So number 1, here's a lesson that I learned early, and I want you to repeat back to me. Always believe in yourself.
Always believe in yourself.
Now you're going to a track meet today. And that didn't sound like you believe in yourself very much. If you're going to win in the track meet or you're going to do your best in the track meet, I got to believe that you believe in yourself. So always believe in yourself.
Always believe in yourself.
Thumbs up. Better, better, better. So the second lesson is always work hard.
Always work hard.
So maybe in that track meet today you think, "Oh, I don't know if I can do this." Always work hard. I'll work hard. Good. The third lesson is always do your best.
Always do your best.
Okay. All right. I saw almost everybody's lips moving, but I haven't seen everybody's lips moving. Always do your best.
Always do your best.
Very good. And then the last one and the most important one is this. Never ever give up.
Never ever give up.
So when you're running today and you think, "I can't do this," no, don't give up. Keep trying. Because to tie my shoes and to learn how to play ball, I had to try and fail, try and fail, try and fail, try. Oh, I got it. I know how to tie my shoes. Or catch a ball and throw a ball. I tried and failed. I tried and failed. I tried and failed. I tried and I what? Got it. I got it. So never ever give up. Now, I've got about 4 minutes, I think, to answer questions that you might want to ask of me or about the book or anything else. So you first.
Do people make fun of you?
Oh, that's a great question. And thank you for asking that, because I usually talk about that. You tell me, 3rd graders, you think people tease me or call me names because of my arm?
Yes.
Yeah, yes they did. Do you think people bullied me because of my arm?
Yes.
Yes, they did. And even some people took bully to beat me up all the time. Because I was a little guy and with a little arm, and they like to beat people up, some people. Now, is that nice or mean? Mean. So I want you to think of this. When you were, don't answer this to me. Put your hands down, please. Don't answer this. But have you ever been mean to somebody? Now, or has anybody ever been mean to you? So now answer me. If you were ever treated mean, how did that make you feel?
Sad.
What's that? Angry, bad, sad, yeah. So, have you ever been, don't answer me, have you ever been not included in something? Not included? Okay, let me ask you this. If you were ever not included in something, either a party or a group or whatever, how did that make you feel? Sad. So, let me ask you the other end of it. When you were included, how did that make you feel? Happy. When you were treated nice, how did that make you feel? Happy. So yes, we need to be nice, and we need to be kind and respectful. And great question, buddy. Thanks for asking that question. That's an important question. Yeah. You forget? I'll come back to you. Think about it. Yep.
This isn't really a question, but since you told all of those things, this is like one of the keys. You can accomplish anything as least as you try.
That's right, buddy. You never fail until you quit trying. You never fail until you quit trying. You got a question? Right there. I thought you raised your hand. You got a question? Did you remember it?
Yeah. I think I know how you caught it and through with the same hand.
Oh.
So when you caught it,
Yeah.
you would put it under your arm and
Yeah.
then you would throw it.
Exactly. There's a guy in the majors call. His name was Jim Abbott. And he was a pitcher, and he did the same thing. He pitched, and then when he threw the ball, he put the glove there, and then he was ready to field. He got his glove back on, ready to field. Yeah, question?
That's not right,
They what?
Wait, that's not. Wait, as that, wait, how about he has a disability where he needs a talker to speak sometimes.
Oh, so yeah, we all have some things that maybe we can do better, right? Good job, buddy. Give me 5. Give me 3. 3, that's 5. 3. Good job. All right. All right. Any other questions? Because we're going to have to close down here real quick. Anybody ask a question that hasn't asked a question yet that wants to ask a question? Yes?
Did any of your students make fun of you when you were teaching?
They better not. And I was a coach too, and you know what? Nobody, as I became an adult and had some success in life, people don't tease me anymore. But when I was your age, for some reason, kids are a lot meaner. Not always, but kids are a lot meaner sometimes than adults. And that's why I go around and talk to kids, because we've got to all, adults and kids, be kind and nice and respectful and accepting. So, yeah, good question, sweetheart. Good question. Yeah, buddy.
So one thing, if you want to make fun of someone, just say it in your head. Don't say it out loud.
And maybe get to know that person.
Yeah.
Rather than make fun of them, maybe get to know that person, and then maybe you and him or you and her have some things in common, and you become what? Friends. Good job. Okay, I know you guys have to go. You get really good listeners. I appreciate that. Always believe in yourself. Work hard. Do your best and never give up. And go Warriors at the track meet today. Thank you. See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Give me 5 and 3 on your way. Get going. Get going. Give me 5 and 3. Give me 5 and 3. Thanks, buddy. I'm going to just leave that right there. 5 and 3. 5, 3. Good job. 5, 3. Good job. 5, 3. Good job. Get going. 5, 3. Good job. Hurry up. They're going to get better, Mr. Ward. Good job. 5, 3. Good job. 5, 3. Good job. Get out of here. Go. 5, 3. Good. 5, 3. 5, 3. 5.
You don't have to do that.